The best way to be a creative is to also understand business, because otherwise you're just going to be taken advantage of. You know, looking back at it now, the reason I felt really out of place was because like I wasn't documenting. Like that's what I've been doing my whole life. I've been documenting, creating stuff. And like that, I was like, school kind of symbolized to me like I was giving up on like that part of my life, because like it's just creating, it can't make money. It's not like you can't do it. You can't do it full time. Like that can't be your job. So then when I came back for like winter break, I remember I just like completely like broke down. Like I remember vividly like crying. I was like just like bawling my eyes out because I had no clue. Like I felt so fucking lost. Like I was like, school, like I'm getting good grades. I have friends, like everything's going right on paper, but like it just was going so wrong. And I wanted to drop out. Like you said, like I've made over like $1 million selling digital products, but it wasn't because I had this huge following. Like, of course, now I have a big following, but like my first $10,000 month was like at less than 10,000 subscribers. Asim, one of the members in there, he just had an 8K month with 8,000 subscribers. Like you can get paid and grow at the same time. Like you don't have to have a Mr. Beast audience to go ahead and monetize your audience, right? Like you can do it from 100 subscribers. Now it's not going to be the biggest thing in our 100 subscribers, but like you can get paid and grow at the same time. And personal brand and your channel and your Instagram and stuff, that's the compounding asset, right? Like I love music videos, don't get me wrong, but there was a point in time where music videos were a lot more authentic to myself, right? Like I was shooting music videos very consistently. I was editing them very consistently, and that's why I was teaching that. And now it's kind of shifted a little bit. I still love music videos, but I haven't shot a music video in, over a year. Like I haven't edited many, like it's not as authentic to me anymore. So I want to now, like I've been doing my whole entire life, documenting and talking about what I'm currently interested in. So like if you build a personal brand in the right way, you can shift over time and you don't have to box yourself into something that you hate, right? Because like interested in music videos right now at 18 years old, but what about at 28 or 38? Like you want to build this personal brand that you can monetize and just do what you want all throughout your life. And it would be crazy for you to not progress as a person, right? Like I could keep running it as a business and talk about music videos for a really long time and it'd be successful and make me money. But also it's just like, it's not as authentic to me. I still like it, but like I'd rather talk about helping other creators do it and more of the creator journey.
In the digital product space, how do you be unique and authentic? Because I see a lot of people selling the same shit, same overlay, same everything.
Yeah.
How do you stand out from the industry? My name is Luis Gonzalez. I'm here with Bryan Delimata. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a millionaire selling digital products. He's worked with Adobe and Netflix. His editing assets have also been used in the NBA and some major music videos and movies. So if you guys don't know who Bryan Delimata is, check him out. Link in the description. So yeah, we're here in Tampa, Florida. We got my boy Bryan. Give us a little breakdown or rundown of who you are and what you do.
Yeah, what's up, guys? I'm Bryan. I'm a creator. I've always been documenting my journey and figuring out a way to monetize that. I've just built a personal brand selling digital products in the video editing space, and I'm excited to be here and just share my story. Yeah, so my name's Bryan, obviously, Bryan Delimata. I mean, I guess a creative, but also a businessman at kind of heart. Have always been kind of documenting what I enjoyed doing at the time and turning it into videos. And kind of what most people know me for is like music video tutorials. But I've been documenting like kind of the journey from like me riding my bike as a kid, playing Call of Duty, more recently, like how to sell digital products. So I've kind of been teaching people and documenting what I've been doing over the last 4-ish years. So basically just someone that like likes creating, but also like likes the business aspect of life.
I've been watching you, bro, since I think I was like 17 years old. And now in like the moment where it's like, I'm here, we're doing a podcast together. Yeah. It's kind of crazy because at 17 years old, I never would have thought like I would have met you in person. And for that to happen, like right now, it's kind of crazy because when I started videography and editing and trying to get into this journey at 17 years old, I was watching your videos and I don't know how you feel or think about like teaching other people, because like basically you teach people, you change their life in a way like it's just not with their videos, but in business, you know? So you teaching us how to edit certain things, how to edit certain effects, how to do certain things makes us better as creators, have impacted a lot of people's lives, bro. Like literally from watching your videos from North County, San Diego, like nobody was like doing the effects that I was doing because of what I've learned from your videos. So how do you feel about like changing people's lives within like what you do? Or do you ever think about that?
Yeah, I've definitely thought about it. I mean, maybe not set off with like that mission, but like as it's progressed over time, like I've definitely been like, whoa, I've actually had a really big impact. But I think one of the biggest things is like I personally learned so much through YouTube that like I felt when I was learning stuff, like I was kind of like me giving back was kind of like teaching other people what I've done. Because like there's people like Max Novak, Justin Odisho, and then a bunch of other people that I've learned business or marketing or just little things from YouTube. It's like, bro, it's YouTube University. Like you said, like I'm kind of a teacher in some aspects. aspect. And it's like, that's true. And there's so many other teachers on the platform. It's really cool. There's so many different YouTubers that have like changed my life in small ways. Going from like, for example, when I first started watching like Call of Duty edits and stuff, it was like these people in FaZe Clan, like I'm sure a lot of people probably know what FaZe Clan is. If not, it's like just a gaming team essentially. They'd spin around and do trick shots and stuff. But I saw like literally like kids go from like playing video games in their parents' house to like moving out to LA and like changing their life and like running a business off something that they enjoy doing. And like at first I saw a few people doing it. I was like, oh, they got lucky, that, you know, whatever, like they're just a different type of person. Like I could never do that. And then through YouTube, it kind of like I followed enough different people that like all were kind of taking the same path. Like they were like documenting their journey, sharing what they were interested in, and like giving back and providing value to their audience in form of, you know, entertainment or also education, and like just changed their life. And I was like, wow, okay, these people like aren't special. They're just average, everyday people that are like being consistent and creating, not only for the sake of creating, but also having intention with it. Like they wanted to turn it into a business from day one, which is cool. Like I think the best way to be a creative is to also understand business, because otherwise you're just going to be taken advantage of. So when I kind of realized that, I was like, okay, these people, like they're able to build their dream life through YouTube. It's like you have to do that intentionally. Like if you just upload videos, you don't study titles, you don't know like tags, you don't even know like how to speak on the camera properly. Like if you're just doing it for the sake of fun, that's cool. Like you can absolutely do that, but don't expect to then turn it into your dream life, dream job. You have to learn new skills and adapt and, you know, treat it more seriously, because that's what you're up against, other people that are doing it. So yeah, just kind of like going back to like the changing life things. Like I think that platform as a whole has just allowed so many creators to change their lives, but then also change their viewers' lives, which has been really cool.
You know, I did a little studying about you, and I saw your Instagram highlight, and basically it was showing your journey of like what you started doing, like the things from the beginning until like how you became a millionaire by selling digital products.
Yeah.
How did this journey of, you know, being a millionaire selling digital products start from, you know?
Dude, that's such a hard question to like pinpoint the exact start place. Cause like I said, like I've always been kind of documenting like videography and like editing stuff. And I was always interested in just like documenting my life in some regard. Like I have videos of me like riding my bike and playing games and just like random stuff around my house, giving like room tours of my room to like no one. Like I don't even know if I've posted them publicly, but I like can go on hard drives and find like room tours and setup tours and just random things. Like I always love documenting my life, which is really cool to kind of look back on. But I think where the more entrepreneurial journey really started was like probably like midway through high school. Like I realized freshman year, I didn't really have too many good grades. Like I was always a really good student and good at getting grades, but like freshman year, I kind of just like really was going through it. Like I didn't apply myself at all. So because of that, my freshman year GPA was low. Sophomore year, I started taking it a little bit more serious, but I was like, okay, I've already kind of shot myself in the foot for like getting a really good scholarship at like a good school and like taking that path. And I was like, okay, I have to figure out something that like I can do that like isn't dependent on my GPA. So I tried drop shipping. I tried print on demand stuff. I tried a bunch of just like online business stuff. Like if you search like online business on YouTube, I've probably tried that business model at least once. And then my senior year of high school, I did a project for this digital media class, I think it was called. And basically it was to record a music video to an already existing song. You'd make a Bruno Mars music video to a Bruno Mars song. But my friend group is actually really creative. So my friend Quentin Bobbitt, he's actually a YouTuber, sells digital products as well. You know, he was like, no, we're gonna record our own song. And then like, I was kind of into music videos at the time. So I was like, no, we're gonna like make our own song and then make our own music video. So that's what we did, our project. We did that and like kind of like shine like light into like the music video scene. And I was already like documenting on YouTube, posting videos there, but I didn't really have like a focus. And then I think where I got a lot of clarity was actually I went to school for 1 year. So I went to school at ASU for computer science, and like I got like massively like depressed, like just like anxious, depressed, but like I had no clue why. Like I was having a good time. Like don't get me wrong, like school is fun. Like I met a bunch of really cool people, but you know, looking back at it now, the reason I felt really out of place was because like I wasn't documenting. Like that's what I've been doing my whole life. I've been documenting, creating stuff, and like that I was like school kind of symbolized to me like I was giving up on like that part of my life, because like it's just creating. It can't make money. It's not like you can't do it. You can't do it full time. Like that can't be your job. And I was like going into computer science and like, I kind of like coding, but like it really wasn't something I was super passionate about. The reality quickly set in that like, if I took this route, I would have to sit behind a computer and code every day for the rest of my life. And like, it was fun solving problems, but like definitely not something I want to do long term. So then when I came back for like winter break, I remember I just like completely like broke down. Like, I remember vividly like crying. I was like, just like bawling my eyes out because I had no clue. Like I felt so fucking lost. Like I was like school, like I'm getting good grades. I have friends, like everything's going right on paper, but like it just was going so wrong. And I wanted to drop out, but my friends and family kind of convinced me to go one more semester. Long story short, went another semester, didn't end up working out. And then when I got back, I'd quickly realized like, oh, this is what I was missing. I got a job at a beauty care company. I was doing like their photo, video, Facebook ads, stuff like that. Like just as like an intern. I think they thought I actually had graduated college, but that's a whole nother story. But I learned so much there and I was getting paid not a lot. Like I think it started out at like $11 an hour or something like that. So barely above minimum wage, but I was getting paid nonetheless to learn. And that's where I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Like, I know I can figure that out. So I started shooting music videos. I started doing the beauty care. And I think around that time I started uploading like YouTube tutorials like a little bit more consistently, kind of like showing what I knew. And like, that's kind of like the path I took to get there. I don't know exactly what the question was. I just went on a long kind of like rant about my journey, but that's kind of like how I went from a kid just creating to then kind of finding my way in the business space. Like there's obviously a lot that happened after that, but like that was kind of like the general direction.
Throughout the journey, you're like drop shipping and like doing the printing kind of, what was it, like a company or was it?
So print on demand, it's just basically like, it was through Amazon actually. It was, you could upload designs and then list it on Amazon all through like Amazon's like back end or whatever. And then when someone would go order that shirt, Amazon would then go print it for you and ship it out to them. So it's kind of like drop shipping, but like instead of a product, you just made a design, put it on a t-shirt and then like whatever. It's actually kind of crazy. Like that business model for sure works because like still to this day, some of the t-shirts I make, like I'm getting like dollars a year, but like I still make money off like something I made in like 2016. All these business models that like you hear people talk about, like they work. Like you just like need to find one that aligns with you more. Like I wasn't particularly good at graphic design. I didn't really care for making t-shirts. Like it didn't like really spark my interest, but I knew if I took it serious, like, I mean, the fact that I still make money today, like I probably make that work. Like drop shipping works. It's literally just selling stuff. I think the reason digital products resonate with me so much was because it was like taking my creations and then monetizing that. And like no other business model like drop shipping or print on demand really like aligned that way with me personally.
Throughout the journey, like some businesses like you failed in, right?
Oh, dude, absolutely. I failed in every business except the more recent one. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like I failed in like 5-10 businesses before I had any success.
Yeah. How do you not give up within like the businesses that you created throughout the journey? Because I don't know, I feel like not the normal person would keep going. You get what I'm saying? Like us keep going. No matter if we fail or anything, whatever it is, we keep going. What was the motivation or drive that you got to keep going?
That's a hard one because like I genuinely like for a really long time don't know. Like I just remember I always was interested in creating and I was always interested in making money. Like when I was doing the Call of Duty thing, I was like doing graphic design for like the trick shotting teams and like selling like graphic design work for like $5-10 on PayPal. Like I was like for a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, I was like PayPal rich. Like I had like, you know, $50, $100 in my PayPal. And I was like, at the time it was funny too because like most places didn't accept PayPal. So I basically just had like invisible money because I didn't have a bank account either. So it was just like money in a PayPal. But like I'd always tried to make money off of what I was creating. Like when I was riding my bike and documenting that, like I had like literally tutorials on how to like do bunny hops and I had like a little montage edits. I remember there was like some website that like you could, this is funny, like you could like promote your video through and then like people would watch it and it was basically just like getting more people there. Like I forgot what it was. Like you would go watch people's videos and then they would watch yours in return. It was like kind of like back in the day, like sub for sub, like for like kind of deal, but it was like view for view. And because of that, you were able to get like AdSense. So I was like monetizing my bike riding through that. I was like, okay, I made the video, but I also still want to make money off it. And now granted, I didn't make a lot of money. Maybe it made like $50, $100, whatever. But like to me, that was like impactful. So I don't know. I always just liked documenting what I was interested in at the time and then trying to figure out a way to make money. So like to answer your question, how to keep going, like early on, like I don't know what made me keep going. I think I was just interested. But nowadays it's like there's really, I think when I dropped out of college, actually, there wasn't really any other option. Like I didn't have a college degree. It was like, it's either I get a, you know, like a blue collar job or you know, something that's a little lower paying or like something that maybe not necessarily super passionate about. And, you know, you can make good money doing like pipe fitting or something like that. But, you know, obviously not super passionate about that. So I was like, okay, it's either I figure this out or like I do something I hate for the rest of my life. That was like a real big motivation for sure.
Wasn't there like in your personal life, there was no like motivation, a drive to, I mean, what made you want to be successful?
That's a hard one. I've kind of like tried to break that down in my head and figure out exactly what caused that. And I have guesses. I can't tell you for sure. My dad was an entrepreneur. He had like a glass installing company. So he like installed glass, like big windows at like McDonald's and like big businesses, like a B2B business. But he had ALS pretty much like as I was coming into consciousness, he was kind of coming out of it. Like the disease kind of like basically deteriorates you and your mind and your body. So he passed away when I was 7, but I think seeing the freedom that my mom and him had because of that business was really like super, super motivating. My mom's like one of the hardest working people I've ever met in my life. So that kind of like sparked that in me. And then my mom's current fiance also owns a business, like an industrial supply business. So I've been around entrepreneurs for like, you know, a majority of my life. And I think it kind of just rubs off on you, just mindset stuff or whatever. Like, you know, I still had to figure it out all myself, but just the little like subconscious things that you don't even pick up on, like, you know, like having your eyes open to like, no, you can run a business. Like 2 people in my life that like were pretty close to me, like had businesses that were successful. Like this is something that you can actually do. So I think it's a lot of just like the, you know, the nurture versus nature. Like I think just my environment was like entrepreneurs, and, you know, my physical environment had it a little bit, but I think the online environment that I created for myself, like the YouTubers I watched and stuff, was very, very entrepreneurial driven. Like I think I learned most of my entrepreneurial stuff from that, but most of the hardworking stuff from my mom.
I mean, how was it growing up? Like in school, what type of person are you? Are you kind of like an extrovert or an introvert?
I think I'm a healthy mixture of both. It depends on who I'm around, right? So in school, definitely a super like introvert. I was like playing video games heavy then. So like I would go and like play video games literally like till like 2, 3 in the morning, wake up, go to school, and then like not talk to anyone, because I had my friend group. Like I wasn't like just like the weird kid in the corner, but like I also wasn't like super popular, right? Like some of my friends played on the sports teams and stuff. Like I was a pretty just normal kid, I would say. Like not like super outgoing, not super introverted. There was definitely things that like I shined in, like when I was doing presentations. I was definitely like a little bit of like an obnoxious kid, so like a class clown, some like earlier on and stuff. So I guess I'd probably say a little bit more extroverted than introverted, but you know, had a little bit of both.
What does your family think about your success?
I think my mom's super proud of me. She's been #1 supporter from day one. I remember when I was dropping out of school, like I was like, you know, making this plan, and I was like, I'm going to do this. And she was just there for it. Like my plan made no sense. Like when I dropped out of school, I had no fucking clue what I was doing. Like I'm going to be 100% honest. I was like, I think I said, I'm going to start a social media marketing agency when I dropped out. I never even attempted that, and I don't do that currently, but it was like kind of like my plan. She had since told me like the reason she kind of like was so supportive is because like as soon as I dropped out, she said I went and got a whiteboard, which I don't even remember, but like I got a whiteboard, wrote down like action steps that I had to do every single day, and I would just try new shit every single day. So like she was insanely supportive. Like I was able to stay at her house, you know, in my childhood bedroom from like 18 or 19 when I dropped out of college to like 22. So like very, very supportive, super fortunate for that. I know a lot of people don't have that opportunity. So super grateful. She's insanely supportive, which I'm honestly, that's more valuable than the home thing. Cause like I know some people's parents like don't like support them in their dreams, and like that, I can't even imagine how hard that would be. Like my mom's definitely like #1 fan. So that's been super awesome.
Me and my mom are kind of the same. I'm really close to my mom. So right now I'm living with her, right? I'm 22. I'm about to be 23 like in 2 months. So I'm kind of in the point where I'm like, yo, I'm making money, but the thing is like I need to make more money. Support her even more, or just move out. You know, move out to Miami or Florida, Tampa, Florida. I don't know.
Yeah, Tampa.
But in the coming up journey right now, I'm like making decent money, but I'm trying to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
For you, building up your personal brand, like I've never seen you sell out. I don't know, like business side, but like you were always about the people. It was never like pitching anything besides your digital products. And your digital products like are really good, like very good investment. You get what I'm saying? So just from seeing you like for years, I trusted you. And whatever you got going on, I'm like, you know what? I even told you, I slid up on your DM. I was like, yo, bro, send me the link when it's ready. Like, I'm willing to pay right now.
Yeah.
And being a part of the school, bro, like, was fucking sick.
Yeah.
It's like,
thank you.
There's a community where people can ask you questions and also do business with in that community, you know, like even showing us how to sell digital products.
Basically, all it is just teaching you how to grow your personal brand and get paid through digital products from like day one. Because that's what I did. That's what I've done and helped a lot of other creators do, is start creating content that actually sells your digital product. That way you can make money while growing your personal brand. And that's how I've been able to, you know, like you said, like I've made over like $1 million selling digital products, but it wasn't because I had this huge following. Like, of course, now I have a big following, but like my first $10,000 month was like at less than 10,000 subscribers. Asim, one of the members in there, he just had an 8K month with 8,000 subscribers. Like you can get paid and grow at the same time. Like you don't have to have a Mr. Beast audience to go ahead and monetize your audience, right? Like you can do it from 100 subscribers. Now it's not going to be the biggest thing in our 100 subscribers, but like you can get paid and grow at the same time. And personal brand and your channel and your Instagram and stuff, that's the compounding asset, right? Like the reason, for example, you said you trust me is because I've been documenting the journey and providing goodwill and value for years and years and years. So this personal brand, you know, you've attached value to. So when I did, you know, the community or the one-on-one, you were more than interested in it because I had proven myself over 4 or 5 years or whatever. It's like if I had just launched, you know, my channel from day one, like I probably wouldn't have that goodwill to convince someone to, you know, join the community and stuff. So it's like that's the compounding asset. And when I first started, you know, I've always liked helping people, but like there's no way I could have thought I'm going to help people sell digital products, because when I first started, I didn't even know what digital products were. So it's like, if you just build your personal brand in a way where like it's authentic and real to you, yeah, you'll just get paid to grow your personal brand, and then you can progress. And as long as you're authentic and a good person, like you can shift. And that's kind of what I'm going to do in 2025. Like I love music videos, don't get me wrong, but there was a point in time where music videos were a lot more authentic to myself, right? Like I was shooting music videos very consistently. I was editing them very consistently, and that's why I was teaching that. And now it's kind of shifted a little bit. I still love music videos, but I haven't shot a music video in, you know, over a year. Like I haven't edited many. Like it's not as authentic to me anymore. So I want to now, like I've been doing my whole entire life, documenting and talking about what I'm currently interested in. So like if you build a personal brand in the right way, you can shift over time, and you don't have to box yourself into something that you hate, right? Because like that's the worst thing. Like if you wanted to be like, you know, right now you might be interested in, for example, let's just use music videos. You might be interested in music videos right now at 18 years old, but what about at 28 or 38? Like you want to build this personal brand that you can monetize and just do what you want all throughout your life. And it would be crazy for you to not progress as a person, right? Like I could keep running it as a business and talk about music videos for a really long time and it'd be successful and make me money. But also it's just like, it's not as authentic to me. I still like it, but like I'd rather talk about helping other creators do it and more of the creator journey now. So I think it just really comes down to, you know, building your personal brand in the right and authentic way from day one. And that's kind of what I do in the school and also in the one-on-one.
If you can give someone advice starting their journey as a creative, what advice can you give them if they're starting today?
Yeah. I mean, really, dude, just document the journey, learn new skills. This isn't something you have to do initially. I think documenting the journey is number one, right? Like just document what you're interested in, what you currently do. You'll just learn things through that. You'll learn how to record better. You'll learn how to edit. You'll learn how to talk better on camera. You'll learn the titling, the thumbnail, all this stuff. Like you don't have to instantly monetize if you don't want. Like if you just like creating, start with just documenting and the personal branding. Then go like learn new skills. So you can do that by reading, YouTube, courses, mentorship. There's so many different ways to learn. If you don't have any money, you can literally do it all for free online. If you want to do it a little quicker, you can buy courses or mentorships. I've done both, but also I've learned most of the stuff online for free. So books and YouTube are a great asset that you can learn for free, and then turn that skill or your knowledge into some kind of digital product. Like I think that's like the clear path for any person trying to build a personal brand and be a full-time creator or just monetize what they're interested in 2025 and moving forward. It's just be an authentic person, document the journey, learn new things to increase your earning capacity. And then I'm such a huge fan of digital products is because there's no upfront capital. Like it's just like Shopify is like $1 for like, I think 90 days now. It's like $3 for 90 days, like $1 a month. You know, you can get started for pretty much essentially free. And then when you sell something, it's like 90% profit. Like there's no overhead. And I think it's a great way for people to monetize their skill set and what they're interested in from day one. And then if you do, for example, like say you're a fitness guy and you're like, I want to own a gym one day. It's like, sure, you can go and take out a loan and start a gym, but like also you could just like document yourself at the gym, learn new skills, do fitness coaching, and then fund the gym from all the profit of the fitness coaching. And then you have an audience of people that probably would go to the gym. I think, I mean, a creator that did that very similarly is Christian Guzman. He literally went, I don't know if you're familiar, he's a fitness guy. He documented, did coaching, made a bunch of money, then did a gym and a clothing company and a supplement company. Now he has like all these things. Like it's just such a clear path to like monetizing from the beginning and not risking all of your money and headache. Cause like, honestly, dude, like starting a physical business is like, I've been around it. Like I said, my dad and my mom's fiance currently, like you have employees, you have a warehouse, you have inventory, you have people to manage, you have the truck breaks. Like there's a lot of moving parts where like, if you don't like make profit that much, it's like really easy to not make profit in a month, especially when you're starting out. You don't have customers, you don't have all this stuff. But like early on, it's like, if you just don't sell anything, like maybe you're out like $30. Like it's like, it's such a low risk, high reward that like, I just think it's like for anyone starting, the clear path.
In the digital product space, how do you be unique and authentic? Because I see a lot of people selling the same shit, same overlay, same everything.
Yeah.
How do you stand out from the industry?
Well, I think first of all, it's like having your own style. And that's like where building your own personal brand is like really important. Like for example, I had a lot of success selling these paper assets early on. It's just because I genuinely like really liked these paper effects that I was seeing in music videos, but there was no real good way to do it digitally. So what I did is I learned how to do it the physical way that everyone else was doing it. And then I productized it, right? So I learned how to do it physically. And I figured out a way to turn it into a digital asset that if people were interested in the effects like I was, they could just create it that way on the computer. Instead of spending an hour, they could spend 10 minutes doing it, right? And you don't have to have a scanner. You don't have to have all these resources that I had to go out and get to then go ahead and make that product. And I think the reason it was a success, and I think this is true about all digital products, is build something that you like and you would use, and then just build an audience of people that are similar to you. That's why building a personal brand that's authentic to you is so important, because if you just post content that you like creating and speak to basically essentially you or a younger you will just resonate with the people that are similar to you. And then if you made a product that you actually like, they're just literally like a very similar copy of you in some sense, and then they would buy that thing. So I've always just done what I enjoy and then figure out how to monetize. Like I said early on, like I was doing Call of Duty edits, and then I would do like graphic design for the Call of Duty teams. I was riding bikes and I'd figure out how to make AdSense. Like I was like learning new skills. Like I think some of the businesses that were harder were drop shipping and the print on demand, because like I wasn't necessarily super passionate about, like, I think I tried drop shipping mugs. I don't even know if I drank coffee at the time. Like that was like an instance of like a little less authentic version of a business, and no wonder why it lasted 2 months. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, oh, this sucks. So the thing that I've been doing for the last 4 years is video editing assets. It's because I've been a video editor my whole life. It makes sense. I'm good at it. I figured out how to turn it into a product. I make stuff that I actually enjoy and I use on a day-to-day basis. And then I just put it out to people. And then I've taught people how to do stuff. And I'm like, hey, if you want this thing, like you can go get it. Like it's not super salesy. Like I'm not forcing it down anyone's throat. Sure, I mentioned it in videos, but like there's also a lot of free value there that you can learn and do. Like if I were to go back and do anything differently, I would be less salesy and just provide more value.
If somebody's trying to get into selling digital products, or what's the steps for them to take so they can have success in selling digital products?
Yeah, so I think for the creation aspect, I think it's figure out what you're good at, first of all, right? Like it's not something that like if you have no skills, like sure you can, I know other people talk about selling other people's digital products. I don't really have much experience doing that. I know it would work. Like every business works at the end of the day, right? But what I do, and I think what gives you longevity and allow you to build an authentic personal brand, is figure out what you're good at. You don't have to be an expert. When I started like making music video tutorials and stuff, I was like barely good at After Effects in my opinion. Like I was like, I knew a little bit more than probably the average person. That's all you need to know. Just need to be able to help the person below you, right? Like if you can help one person, you can probably help hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands of people. And then as you go, you'll just learn and get better. And then you can, for example, start creating assets and, whatever that is. If you're in the video editing space, I know a lot of video editors create editing assets. It's like make some presets or something like that. Give it to some friends, see what they think. It's like if they start using it, like these are fire, it's like, okay, make more of those and figure out like start charging for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be this thing where like you go from zero to launching like a successful product in like a day. Like it's realistically probably not going to happen unless you're an absolute expert in your field. Like I had products that I was giving away for free, selling for $5, $10, $15 for a really long time, but I learned a lot of things during that process, got paid very little. I think I was looking back, I think it was either 2018 to 2019 or 2019 to 2020. I think it was 2018 to 2019. I made $770 selling digital products. Not much, a whole year, but I grew my following and got paid and learned new skills. And then that following year, I think I did right under 200K in sales that the following year. And the year after that was like close to $500,000. So it's like, sure, it doesn't seem like a lot the first year, but I was getting paid to learn and grow my following. That second year was like complete, like that's like a 200X on like what I made the following year, and then doubled it again, right? So it's like, that's what I would do. I would just learn what you're good at, start giving some stuff out for free, providing value, helping people, and then just figure out like what people are liking. Like the most amazing thing about digital products is you can change it. Like it's not like you spend like a year developing this t-shirt and then you release the t-shirt and everyone's like, oh dude, it should be like this. And you're like, oh, well, I have 1,000 t-shirts. Like, fuck. Like you can just put something out and they're like, hey, this would be better if it was this way. And you can be like, oh, cool. Save file, and then just ship it out to those people and sell the new version. Like you can iterate, and that's what you're supposed to do, is iterate. Like if you just create one thing forever, like it can sell for a really long time. Don't get me wrong. I have stuff I've created in 2020 that still sell to this day, but I've also iterated and made stuff better. And that's what's allowed me to continue to sell. So that would be my biggest piece of advice, is kind of just following the journey of like progressing, just progress in every aspect, the personal brand, the product itself, your skill set, and like you will be well on your journey to actually making money selling digital products.
If you can go back and you can tell your younger self, what's something you can tell them business-wise that you know now that you didn't know before?
Dude, honestly, with digital products, I did a lot really well at the beginning. I think it just honestly be more consistent. Like that's every single time I've made more content, made more digital products, all that stuff, I've just made more money and progressed faster. It's because it's like a feedback loop, right? Like you post a video, people are like, wow, this is either a great video or not a great video. Based on that information, make another video. If it's a great video, you probably make something very similar. If it's a bad video, you probably make something a lot different. And like all throughout that, you're basically getting, if you do it the right way, you're getting paid to kind of find your path, right? And it's like an ever evolving path. So just being more consistent is probably the biggest piece of advice I would do. Because other than that, like I was just like taking my skills, like, and maybe just believing a little bit more in myself as well, I guess. Because like, you know, I saw all these people do it and I was like, they're anomalies or whatever. But it's realistically like, didn't have a college degree, whatever, just figured it out. And like, I was consistent in the aspect of like, I just did it for a really long time, but like day to day, month to month was pretty inconsistent, if that makes sense.
How do you balance your life with your business?
Yeah.
How do you balance a relationship? How do you balance your lifestyle with, you know, selling digital products?
That's actually one thing that I love about digital products is it's very flexible, right? So there's seasons for everything. I've heard Alex Ramosi say it. You probably have. Like there's seasons for everything. There was a period in my life where, like I said, I was staying at home and I was like not hanging out with friends. Like I wasn't going like out with them. Like I was being invited places, but I was like, no, I got to work. Like I remember like there's like photos of me like taking a photo like on Labor Day, being like, I'm working on Labor Day. Like just like, you know, like friends would go out before Thanksgiving or like on New Year's and stuff. And I would just be like, no, I'm just working this day. And it's not that I had to. It was just like, that was like the season where I chose like, this is like, okay, I'm seeing progress. Like this is my way out. This is my way to change my life. Like I'm not risking this opportunity of like going out and then falling off like being consistent. Cause like early on, you know, even if you are consistent, you see this, like it's easy to like take a break for a week and then that week turns into 2 weeks and then that 2 weeks turns into 2 months. And then like before you know it, you haven't done something in a year. And it's like, oh shit, I just killed all the momentum I've been building for the last whatever. It's a challenging thing. Like I think work-life balance is hard, especially when you hear a lot of people online talk about different things. Like for example, I just referenced Alex Ramosi. Work-life balance, he works. I think I've learned a lot from him and a lot of like hard work attributes and stuff, but like I don't want a life like him. Like I want to be able to go outside and like he wakes up and like goes sits down at his desk. Like I want to wake up, go for a walk, then like start work and kind of ease into it, go to the gym. Like, you know what I mean? Like design a life that like I enjoy living every single day. It's been a journey and it's always going to progress. I'm sure I'm going to go through another grind period in my life. I'm sure I'm going to go through another like vacation period in my life. It's about being aware of season you're currently in and being okay with that, but also being realistic with yourself. Like if you're in the vacation season after you've made a bunch of money, great, like go enjoy it, but also like realize that like that season's probably gonna have to end sometime. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're gonna have to come back and do some work and maybe grind out a little bit. But as long as you, like I said, build that authentic personal brand and have like a digital product offer, it's pretty flexible. Like you can go periods of grinding, you can go periods of having fun, you can do a healthy mixture of both. And that's what's really cool. Like it allows you to have, you know, obviously financial freedom, but like the time and location one is huge too. Cause like there's people that are, you know, financial advisors or, you know, like on Wall Street and stuff that make a fuckload of money, but like they have to go into work at 8 a.m. and not leave until 7 every single day, Monday through Friday, sometimes even on the weekend. So they don't have that location or time freedom because like they can't travel because they have one day off. They're working all day, every day. So they can't choose what to do. Like I value freedom more than everything. So, you know, if you could give me, you know, $1 million a day, but I had to work every single day in this one place and I can never travel, I would absolutely take what I'm doing over that. You know, but like for example, if it was a sacrifice season, like sure, you know, grind out for like if someone's offering me $1 million a day, I'll do that for a few days, maybe even a few months, maybe even a few years, maybe just a year. I don't know. Actually, after like 10 million, you're like, who cares? So I do that for like 10 days and then probably just go enjoy my life. But like realistically, if someone's like, hey, this is your job path opportunity, like you're gonna make a bunch of money in your life, but like your whole life you're gonna spend in an office and not be able to travel, not be able to experience life, I would take the 90% pay reduction to have freedom. Absolutely.
Right now I'm in the process of trying to, you know, open up a studio.
Yeah.
Hopefully it works out. If, you know, God lets it happen, you know, hopefully it falls through. So pretty excited about that. And, you know, like having something like this over there in San Diego and, you know, for me to own it and operate it and just practice on building my personal brand, practice on, you know, being in front of the camera. And you know, it's kind of different because I'm not always in front of the camera, always behind the scenes. I'm always filming people, filming podcasts, filming videos. I
mean, that's another huge piece of advice too, is like, don't get caught up trying to make money building a personal brand for someone else. Like it's for sure a great way to be able to monetize and maybe not have to work that job, but also make sure you're doing it for yourself. Like build a personal brand. Like I literally released a video actually this morning, like talking about the 3 tips I would do to be a full-time creative in 2025. And yeah, the first one's like literally just building a personal brand. It's by far the best thing I've ever done. It's allowed me so many opportunities, allowed me to make money, meet new people, travel new places. You know, people and brands are willing to give stuff, or, you know, it's just overall, like in every aspect of life, made it better. Like I think there's a few people that like are like, oh, I don't want to be famous. It's like, you're probably not going to get famous on accident. You know what I mean? Like you might be respected in your niche. Like you really have to put in a lot of effort to be like quote unquote famous. Like you can be like, you know, like there's gamers that like in the gaming niche, they get recognized. But like if you're going to like somewhere like a gym or something, you might not, you know, like fitness influencers will probably get recognized in the gym. There's some people in Tampa that like I see at the gym that are like pretty big on social media, like work for like huge companies like Young LA and stuff like that. But like no one goes up to them. Like I'm sure a lot of people recognize them, but it's not like they're famous in some aspect because like people recognize them, but like also like they're not like getting bothered. Like there's really not much benefit to building a personal. And even if someone comes up and like, yo, dude, I love your videos. Can we get a picture real quick? It's like, that's sick.
Yeah.
Now, if it was like Justin Bieber level happening every single day and you can't go out to whatever, it's like, that's at the point where it's like now impeding in your freedom. And then that's where I'm like, okay, cool. I don't want this as much anymore. But like, especially if you're building like a niche personal brand and stuff you're interested in, it's probably not going to happen. And like, if it's starting to happen, you can ease off the gas where like, you'll be good.
Yeah. Cause that's what I realized working with like famous people per se, you know, it's like some people kind of like have this, you know, interaction where it's like, oh my God, dude, can I get a picture? But most of the time it's like just chill, like normal human beings. It's like, obviously we're human beings, but it's more like just normal.
Well, I think that's where building the authentic personal brand is really good. Like I could probably purposely like build a personal brand that is obnoxious people. Like some of the viral stuff, like just like, I don't know, people doing like stupid shit on Instagram and stuff. Like I'm sure a lot of the people that come up to people that are like just doing viral stupid stuff, like hurting themselves or, you know, doing like stupid like prank videos and stuff like that. Like I think a lot of those people do have obnoxious fans. But if you build something that's authentic to you, and it's like, I've been recognized a few times, like a handful of times and stuff. And it's like every single time is like just some cool dude that like is a creative. He's like, yo, dude, watch your stuff, man. Like, really appreciate what you did. I'm like, thank you, man. Like, what do you do? And then like we just like connect on Instagram or something. Like it's like literally every single time that's happened. It's because like if you build a personal brand in an authentic way, you just basically make like not clones of you, but like you're attracting people that are similar to you. So like you could go through your following list and, you know, click on a profile and like chances are like if you build an authentic personal brand, it's like this person likes a lot of the same things as me. They probably go to the gym. They probably care about self-development and there's like these things that they're probably interested in because they follow me, because I post the content that they would be interested in. Yeah.
And like in the beginning, like when I was younger, I was like doing YouTube videos, trying to do pranks and all this fucking corny shit. But what I realize now, it's like, thank God that I stopped doing that. But the reason why I stopped doing those videos is more like, I felt like I wasn't myself. I felt like there was a bigger purpose, and by just taking a break and working on myself, working on my business and videography and editing and working for other people kind of made me realize like that's not the path I want to go in. The pranks, corny, fucking obnoxious shit, like you said, you know? And I feel like anybody can go viral if they wanted to, like obnoxiously.
Like, yeah, you could be an asshole. Like what I call it is a modern day jester, right? Like you're someone that's like performing funny, stupid, silly stuff for like the king or like the people, right? Like you're being a modern day clown. But for the internet, it's like, of course, people are going to watch you. But is anyone going to respect you? Like, are you doing something that you like? Like, there's probably people out there that actually enjoy that. Not personally for me. Like, I'll kind of let you in on a funny, I used to do pranks too. Like, like literally brought up a whole nother memory. I've been literally just any business model, any creative thing I've probably done. I remember there was this one prank I recorded. The prank was, this is how underdeveloped and stupid I was. I went into a gas station, I bought a piece of gum, and then I went into another gas station and then pretended not to pay for it. That was the prank. But the prank was stealing, essentially. And I remember, like, I was young and scared, and the person, like, called me out, and I was like, you're not paying for that. I was like, I have a receipt. I bought it at the other gas station. Like, nah, you still got to pay for it. So I bought the same pack of gum twice, bro. That video is lost. I wish I had it, but I literally bought the same pack of gum twice. So the prank of me stealing actually resulted in me paying double. Yeah. So... yeah.
That's funny, man. I did a prank on my mom. It was like a weed prank. Mom, if you're watching this video, I'm sorry. So basically the prank was I was in my room, I had the door open on purpose, and I had like oregano. And keep in mind, like in high school, I was smoking weed, and I did get caught by my mom. So I did this prank on her because I was like I stopped. But then I did this prank because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go into this YouTube journey, try to be a, prankster or whatever it is. So basically I was rolling up oregano, and as a joint, my mom comes in. Bro, I felt so bad because she started crying.
Oh my God.
I was like, no, it's just a prank. It was crazy.
Dude,
bro.
Some of the prank stuff is literally just like torturing and tormenting and like just being obnoxious. Like when you look at even just look at some of the people that have, built the prank following. Like look how just go extrapolate what that looks like at long term. Like I've seen a lot of pranksters go down this bad path of like drugs and just doing stuff that's like not good. Like, and then like think about like the people that like develop a personal brand around like entrepreneurship and self-help, like chances are they're probably just better than they were.
Exactly.
That's all another gem too, is like, a lot of people are telling you what business to do. Like they're telling you to do drop shipping. They're telling you to do SMMA. They're telling you to do digital products. Like, no, find out what you like. Like that's the number one starting point. Find out what you enjoy doing. Like if you don't know what you enjoy doing right now, find that out. Then start documenting that, and then the rest will come.
Right.
I think digital products is the best. But who knows? Like there's going to be, there's infinite business models. They all work. I personally think that's the best one. Doesn't mean I'm right.
Right.
Like do what you think's right.
Yeah. I don't have any digital products.
We have the school.
It's like a digital product.
Yeah, there's like different forms, I would say.
Right.
Like it's a little bit more fulfillment, but it's still digital. It's an offer that you've created out of your knowledge and that's consumed it. Like when someone buys joins the school, they don't necessarily you don't have to do any more work. It's a scalable offer that's digital, right? Like that's like kind of what I talk about when I say digital product. It doesn't have to necessarily be in like a file sent to them, but it's like something that's infinitely scalable. Like if you have 20 people in your school community or 20,000, other than a few more messages and maybe a few more questions on like the group calls and stuff, the only difference is you're impacting more people and making more money, right? So like that's the power of digital products. Like fulfillment that's one thing so many people forget about, like when they do drop shipping. It's like, it's easy early on, but guess what? When you have 20 orders, when you have 20,000 orders, that's customer support, returns, infrastructure. Like you have to now find a manufacturer that's not drop shipping anymore. Like you have to have a full warehouse. Like at scale, other business models actually become harder, whereas like a digital offer actually becomes easier at scale because you're getting paid more for essentially the same work. Like there for sure are little things that you have to do, like more like if I got 100,000 orders in my store tomorrow, I would have more customer support emails, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. I'd spend like a few hours.
Right.
I'd be like, hey, oh, here's your download. Oh, sorry, you got the wrong thing. Here's the right one. Just little things like that. But like at the end of the day, it's like I would just have a bunch more money and a bunch more people would be impacted by my work. Right. That's it.
How do you deal with people unsatisfied when they purchase your digital products? How do you deal with those type of people?
It really depends on the scenario. Like I don't have like a one size fits all. Like I just try to make sure like everyone enjoys stuff. So like if you got something and you're like, this is not what I wanted, like I actually wanted the other thing, I'll exchange it. Like if people are like, I've had people be like, oh, my son ordered this on my credit card, like, and I've refunded them. Like if it's true or not, I try to go goodwill. Like if I send something fishy, like I'll be like, I'll try to like negotiate or whatever, like call them out on it. But like, generally, like I trust people. So like if someone's like, hey, like I accidentally ordered this one, but I wanted this one instead, I'll just be like, okay, cool, I'll give you this. Now don't try that to get two things. Don't try that. You see this after this, I get like 30 emails.
I probably won't use that clip.
The policy is subject to change.
Yeah. So a question for your YouTube tutorial videos. Yeah. Have you ever gotten like anybody secret sauce and they got mad because you released their sauce or, their type of style? I
think there's been a few people that have been like not super happy about it. Nothing like really big. At the end of the day, it's like, it's just like a technique or a skill. It's not like I think there's a difference between like, if your business is reliant on one specific type of anything and like other people can figure out how to do it, they're going to figure out how to do it at some point, right? So it's like, that's another thing. Like, that's why I think personal branding is huge, because then you can build this asset, learn new skills. Because like, if you're like, for example, a video editor and your whole business is reliant around this one effect, and then that becomes popular, guess what? You now have 100 competitors. So quick answer, like, no one's really been super upset. Like I try to do it, like I try to break down people's stuff and then show how I would do it, like, and put my own twist on it. So I always try to like, give credit, but then also do it in my own way. But at the end of the day, there's been people that have been upset. There's been people that are like, it's so funny. There's people that are like, dude, thank you for doing that. Cause like, I try to bring light to their personal brand. Like, dude, thank you for breaking down my stuff. It's an honor. And like, I've got more people that like follow my stuff now. And then some people have just been like, dude, like, why'd you do that? But
really, like messages, like personal messages and DMs?
Yeah, I think I've had some people that are like, not really like directly though. I think it's more so like, maybe it's not even about me. It's more of like a, like a
community thing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes.
Bullet round.
How do you start working with Adobe and Netflix?
They literally just like reached out to me because I had a personal brand. Like I've worked with Adobe twice, Netflix once. Both of the times ad agencies that were working for Netflix and Adobe reached out to me because I had a personal brand. No interest in working with them, but no direct outreach to them. It's all been inbound. Like any kind of like opportunity like that has just been like people reaching out to me. Dude, I'm telling you, personal branding is like the key. Like I was a talented video editor. Nothing crazy though. I wasn't the best. I'm not the best by any means. There's so many people that are better now, especially like with the way technology is advancing. Like, but my advantage is I have an audience of people that brands, and even early on when I was shooting music videos, I was creating content that was also entertaining and growing an audience. That way I could charge more for music videos. Like I was like, when I was doing music videos, like I got up to like run and gun like $12.50. Like that was like pretty solid. Like I was doing music videos for a decent amount of time. And like, you know, my first ever music video was paid $240. And then it just kept growing and growing because I understood power of an audience. Because when people buy a music video, they don't really care about the video itself. They care about people seeing it and streaming their song, right? So they're actually buying promotion. They're not buying a video. So I understood that, and I started creating content that gathered an audience. That way, even if my music video skills didn't get necessarily better than other people, I had the audience that was more valuable. Like even think about like Lyrical Lemonade, right? Cole's an insanely talented director and editor. Don't get me wrong. But the reason he's able to charge a lot is because of his personal branding, or I guess more so his brand, because he has a personal brand and also Lyrical Lemonade. But that's the real opportunity vehicle, is the brand itself. That's why he's able to sell the drinks, the hoodies, the show, the music videos for, you know, probably 6 figures. Like that's the reason he's able to do that, is because the brand. It's not because like he would for sure still be able to charge a lot for all that stuff, but not nearly as much without the brand.
How did you feel after your editing assets were used in the NBA and other major music videos?
Yeah, dude, it's been really cool. It's something that like still is really, really cool when some editing assets get used in something that's big. Like it's been used in the NBA by the Bucks. It's been used in Netflix with like a Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy movie called You People. It's been used in some of the biggest music videos of like each year. And it's honestly just like, it's really cool. It's honoring that something that I created a lot of times in my childhood bedroom are now being seen by millions and millions of people. It's such a cool way. It's like, that's the, again, like just going back, like, I know I sound like a broken record, but that's the power of personal branding and digital assets, is you can do this stuff at scale. Like, again, I was a good editor, not great. I understood audience and personal branding, and that's allowed me to not work with Netflix, but like have some of my work in there. Like it's not, I don't take credit for any of the editing in there or in the NBA or in these music videos, but I can tell it's my assets, and like that's really cool. It's an honor to me. It's like I was a part of the project even though I wasn't.
If you had the world's attention for 1 minute, what would you say?
Constantly improve yourself. Just become the best version of yourself.